everyone, it's Jess from Meyer Hatchery. I was just in the greenhouse gathering some treats for my flock, and my insulation over here got me thinking, let's talk a little bit more about insulating our coop, why we do it, and some more tips to help you when it comes to insulating your coop during the winter time. So why do we insulate our coop? Well, it's to keep our flock warm. We all know that. It's going to help keep those temperature fluctuations down, and it's also going to help to prevent things like frostbite on the combs or on the feet of our chickens. It's also just going to kind of help to keep the moisture down in our coop and just create a really happy space for our flock. Our birds, they are made for the cold. I always joke that my birds can handle the cold better than I can. But these little things that we do in the coop to help them are just going to help to keep them nice and healthy during the winter time. Insulating your coop really depends on the type of coop you have. So for me, I have both a wooden coop and I also have the omelet. And my insulation is already built into my omelet, but I'm still checking for things like drafts and anywhere extra wind could come in, and I'm adjusting all of the vents that are on my coop. So if you have vents on your coop, that is a part of insulating. You want to adjust those vents so the cold air isn't coming into your coop. But you also want to make sure you're not completely cutting the air out of the coop. Remember, if there's not airflow, you're going to get that buildup of ammonia and a buildup of moisture, like I have in my greenhouse right now, and that is not good for our flock. That is going to cause them to have some health issues. So what you want to do is, if you have a wooden coop, you can go around your coop and you can test for drafts in your coop. The way that you can do it is you can actually take a candle and light the candle and kind of go around the top of your coop. And the reason I'm in my greenhouse is it's very similar to the inside of a coop. And if your coop has a peak, then you're going to want to take that candle and you're going to want to test along here and along those edges. If you see that there's a lot of wind coming in, or maybe your candle completely goes out, you're going to need to put some caulk there and make sure you fill in those gaps. Go on the outside of your coop too and check where you saw that draft and see if you have to do any repairing from the outside as well. You can use the caulk like I mentioned, but you can also use weather stripping, or they even have sprays now that you can use to kind of fill in any small holes that you may have. So when it comes to insulation, you actually have a lot of options when it comes to the type of insulation you use. I know, at least for me, sometimes when I hear the word insulation, I immediately go to the pink stuff, and that's not what we're using in our coop. There are a lot of options out there of board insulation that's like this here. And I will tell you, if you use something like this, put it up and then put a feed bag over it. Birds love to peck, and they can peck at styrofoam and things like that. So if you are going to use any panels like this, put it up and then put that feed bag over to kind of protect your foam that you have put into your coop if it's somewhere where the chickens can get to it. You can also get really creative when it comes to the type of insulation that you're using. So you can use a composter. We even have a team member that puts a composter in their coop, and the heat from the compost helps to keep their flock warm. You can use hay bales and stack them in your coop. Makes a wonderful, really great boredom buster, and it helps to keep the drafts down and helps to keep your flock nice and warm. Another thing that you can do is you can just recycle some old cardboard and some feed bags. We probably use that the most, the feed bags and the cardboard. We're constantly saving that, making a pile in our barn, and then we're going to use that cardboard and that feed bag just to fill in any gaps. It holds really well, keeps the wind from getting into the coop, and it's recycled. It's something we already have. Another thing you want to think about is the floor of your coop. So you want to make sure that you're putting something down to keep your flock's feet nice and warm. You don't want them to be just on bare concrete or bare floor. So you want to make sure you have a good layer of bedding down. This is a great opportunity to use the deep litter method. Another thing that you want to take a look at is any doors or windows that are in your coop, and you're going to want to insulate those. So if you have a window that maybe you keep open during the summertime, now's a good time to give that go ahead and close that up. And if you notice that after you close it, you're still getting a lot of wind, then you could put a little piece of plastic over that window. Again, if it's a part of your ventilation system, then go ahead and leave that. But you want to make sure that you don't have any open doors or windows. With our wood coop on the door, we do go ahead and put some feed bags on the door just to kind of cover where that hardware cloth is, and it just kind of helps to hold the heat in. Another thing that you can do to kind of help control the moisture in the coop. So we've talked about putting up our insulation. We've talked about the importance of making sure we have ventilation going through. So if it's too wet, you're starting to see moisture like my greenhouse here, you're too closed up. You need that airflow. But another thing that you can do to help keep the moisture down is keep your waterers away from your nest box and your roosting area if you can. So what we do is we actually have the feeders and waterers all the way on one side of the coop, and then everything else is on the other end. And that really helps to control the moisture. There are people that actually will take the waterers out at night and put them back first thing in the morning, especially if they have somewhere where it's freezing a lot. That helps as well. Hopefully I've given you some more tips when it comes to insulating your coop this winter. I know it's a lot of information, but with a few simple steps, your flock is going to be warm and happy and healthy this winter season. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Well, I gotta go give my flock their treats and then get back to getting the coop winter ready. Thank you so much for watching.